morning. Hi, this is Marlene with Dixie Quilters. And if I'm talking too soft, I'll turn up the volume when to edit. But I have guests this weekend, so I don't want to talk too loud, wake them up. So I'm going to lay out this doggone Rain Lillies from Fat Quarter Shop. I did eventually figure out how to cut out the pieces. I'm pretty proud of myself. And now I'm going to assemble the rows. And so it's a lot of little pieces that have been put together. You know, for instance, this page, we looked at this page already. I did go ahead and cut out those shapes and assemble them. And I've got them all in a line, and so I'll show you first, and then we'll put them in order as per page 5 and 6. Okay, so here we go. Let me bring you around here so you can see what I'm doing. I hope that's a good angle for you. See, maybe I could, let's just leave it right there. Okay, so first row, I have them all in order, just like it says on the papers, just on like on page 4. You can see them. There, now you can see them better. So you can see that we made 2 of those, 12 of these combos, 6 of these, 6 with color on both ends, and then 3 of this. And this was sort of the harder one to make. I don't know why, but it was hard for my brain. And then this one, go this way. And then just 2 of these. And then these are the, those shapes in white. Background, more angles, and more diamonds. So we've got all these things ready, just like it says. So next is to lay it out. So that's what we're going to do next. I'll put you back over here a little further away. Okay. So first we're going to put it shows a flowered one, but I don't know that you have to be that particular. One of those. One of these, a white one, a diamond, good grief, you have to check them off as you go. So we did this one, this one, this one, and this one. Okay, now another white triangle. A diamond. I guess this first row is all individual pieces. Well, shoot. Well, okay, we'll keep going. I need a secretary for this one. I'm gonna have to use the whole table. You know, I'll have to be careful because if if there's a wind, I'll be sure to shut that door because wouldn't you love to have all those pieces all over the floor? Let's see, it weird. This one. Now a diamond. That's the center. Okay, well, but let's use two that match just to make sure we're in the center. Let's get these all together a little more. Can you see okay? Not really. Let's put you a little further over. There. I don't know how you do this without a table. I'd hate to do it on the floor. And one more colored end. Nope. Let's use green. All right, that's row 1. Good grief. Okay, now let's do row 2 because that's all our pieces. All right, so row 2, let's start out with a triangle with 2 colors. Okay, here's one. Triangle with 2 colors. Check. The 2-layer one. With green on top. As long as I have it, I'll do it just like that. And then we're going to do one of these up and down ones, which are these. And then I think it's one of these. Let's get one with a darker color. Yes, that's the correct one. Now one of those with 2 ends. And another one with this. And then one of these. And then one of a double. See if we can get a darker one. There. Oh, wait a minute. That is supposed to have a white corner. Okay. And then we have one with 2 colors. We have one with a dark double line. And the last one is a double-ended one. There, what do you think? I don't think I'll be doing any stacks. It's like I'm going to have to sew each one of these together individually. I'm scared. Actually, I'll just pin them all. That'll do it. I'll pin them together. Okay, let's row 3. We start with a single-ended hex with one ear. Then we do a hex with a dark ear with a light ear. Then we do one of those big ones. Well, let's do this one. Yeah. Then a white ear. Then another white ear, only reversed. Then one of these. Yes. Looks like I might have made these seams a little too big. We'll have to adjust. One, two, three. 1, 2. Oh, this is the wrong one. This goes here. This one has this one. Ooh, that was a close call. Okay, now after we do this last big one here, see there's 3 with these diamond shapes in the middle with white. And that's where they go, is in row 3. Yeah, right there. Then comes well, this is the last one, but we're missing one right there. And it is supposed to be a one color. And we use those up. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I'm missing one. I used it up here in this row somehow. Let's go back and double check those. Yeah, we're supposed to have one that is single-ended. I mean, one color and one white. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, one's missing. Well, let's assemble row 4 and see what's left. How's that? Let's try that. Okay, we'll start with a gunline. Then we do one of these. Then we do one of these guys. A lot of green, huh? I put a lot extra green in this one. Because when I opened the second pack, that's predominantly what I took was the green. That's all of them. Well, I'm missing one. This one right here. Well, fiddly-dee, I better look around. Maybe it's on the ironing board. Hold on, let me look. Hannah, are you chewing on my piece of fabric? Of course not. Okay. I have this extra piece, but that doesn't match anything. Let's go back through row 2. I have a feeling that might be the culprit. Okay, row 2. Check. Check. Yes. 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 Mm-hmm. Yes. 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 Uh-huh. Okay, let's do this row. Yes. Yes. No duplicates, no stuck together. Oh, navy, wait a minute. I think I found it. Here's this one, then this one with dark down. We did dark down right here. Dark up. Then this. Then this. Yay! Found it. Okay. So now I'm just going to go through and pin them all together. Is there another row after? No. Oh, there's a row 5. Well, okay. We better do that one. Okay, we'll start with a color. And then a diamond. You see this okay? And a triangle. I don't think I'm going to have enough diamonds. How could I not, though? They're pretty closely monitored. Well, those three things that I had together couldn't find a home for. I'll bet we'll have to take those apart. Now it looks to me like we're going to need two more diamonds. I've got this one. They were all pre-counted, so where the earth it could have gone, I don't know. Well, we'll lay out everything except the one we need, and then we will cut another one. You know, what else do you do? Let's take this apart real quick. Here we go. We need one more to go right here. Okay. Then there's a diamond right there. Then we put a triangle. A big half something or other. Trapezoid, is it? And the final one, which one should we pick? Turquoise or navy? I'm sort of leaning towards this one. And then for the diamond, what color? We could pick any of them. I've got plenty of everything. Because when we were supposed to cut out one diamond out of each half of a, out of each piece, I cut two. So I got lots left. There was plenty of room to cut two instead of just one. All right, so we need one diamond. Let me come back to you when I have that done, okay? Hi again. Yeah, I went and made one more. So it goes right there. Okay, so we're set. I don't know what happened to that guy. And we're supposed to have used up all of those according to my counts, but I can't imagine where, because I've got accounted for everything. So that's how good I count. Good thing I'm not a mathematician. Okay. It says you will not use all units. Well, now they tell me, right? Okay, I'm just going to sit down right there on my fancy chair and start pinning that all together. Let's see how many pins and clamps I have. Then, as soon as I get this done, I can get back to work on my dinosaurs. But I really should do some Christmas figs, actually. If I'm ever going to get those done, I should probably do a few Christmas figs, don't you think? Here, that's so you can see my smiling face. Okay, here we go. I really like using Best Press or Tilly's Press something. I've been using the brand from Hobby Lobby. I'm giving that a try. When it's all on sale, my goodness. The 40% off thing. Now, how do we, how am I going to do this? I wonder if I do it from the end. Okay, that'll work. We'll do that. See, I'm pinning it from the end instead of in the middle where I normally would pin, because then I can twirl it, turn it over, and put the next piece on. And to be quite honest, these are essentially placeholders, because when I actually take it to the machine, I'm going to need to manipulate it a little more. Even with my wacky way of cutting them, which wasn't exactly perfect, they still come out very nice. Whereas you can match those dog-eared corners together and they go together. Almost. Because I think some people who are really, really clever could probably pick up the pile in order and then go sew it. But you know me, I have a heck of a time doing that. Every time I do that with Callie & Co., I can't even make one block. So we're gonna pin them together. And I don't even have the TV on or anything to distract me. I think I might have to start taking some focus factor. What do you think? Ah! How many of you are on focus factor from Costco? I've heard good stuff about it. I mean, it's got taurine in it, I think, and that's what we need, amino acids for brain function. I have a 98-year-old auntie right now, and I have another auntie who is 104. So if I try hard, I could probably live. I could be a long liver. But no fooling around. I gotta control my eating, closely control my diabetes. Exercise? What's that? I moved my sewing tables upstairs so that I'd have to go up and downstairs. That was my concession for exercise. Actually, it works pretty good. Because I'm running up and down here a lot. And then for about a year, I hadn't even been upstairs. Maybe 6 months. Because whenever you have visitors, you have to vacuum, change the sheets. Yeah, we better do that up here on the end. You know, when you use charm packs, you have to work with those scalloped edges. That doesn't seem right. I guess it is. How many of you have chickens in your backyard? I want to start having chickens. I've got plenty of yard, overgrown. Chickens would probably keep the weeds down. What do you think? But that crazy old Oregon wants to outlaw small backyard chicken people. It's not just city, it's statewide. They want to control everything. Oh well. Not like I can influence that very much. Okay, let's start on row 2. That's going to be pretty. I think I want to stick to doing it just on the end. You know, using these little diagonals are tricky. You know, you got to make sure you're getting it in the right spot. I was thinking, you know, since we were missing one diamond, I'm thinking, where would I have put one diamond out of sequence? But there's 6 in this row, so 2, 4, 6. And then in the back, in the last row, 2, 4, 6. So that's the right count. So I don't have to second guess myself too much on that. Yeah, now that they're thinking about trying to outlaw them, then of course that's when I want to have some. Funny how we are. That would sure be something for my, something to eat up those apples in the front yard. Although I think I'm going to take that apple tree out because it's just a rodent smorgasbord, if you know what I mean. Okay. I'm going to go and do these 2 rows, and then I'll come back to you and we'll put it to, and you know, I may not film me doing all of these things, but that's the gist of it. You lay it all out, check the map, check the list and check it twice. And then you saw me, I messed it up even talking with you and doing it. But I can only just suggest, take your map, check them off. And like a nurse, check it off and initial it. No, you don't have to do that. But then it's going to turn out, I think it's going to be awfully pretty. But it'll go into my pile of flimsies that are ready to quilt. Like I've got 2 under my table waiting. And we won't talk about the big ones that are not, that are in a box. My lovely dollar store bins. I've showed you those. Last month they had a dollar store had bins for like $1.25, or maybe they were $2.25. But they're real flimsy. But it's not like they're gonna be on a moving truck. You know, they're sitting right there in that cabinet. So I'm okay with them, you know. All right, nice to talk with you. And we'll show you as soon as we get some more of this done, okay? I'm gonna just take one at a time. Just thought I'd better mention that when you're sewing it together, here's all the strips, right? Somehow I got that together. Now we're gonna have to take that apart and figure out what I did. Probably this needs to go over here. But we'll put that together.